There is something I'd like to share with you that I've found to be very important to me. And the only way I could describe it is that it has to do with feeling and the increase of feeling. My purpose for doing this is to become more of my true and actual self, soul, and increase the capacity to feel those parts of me I'm not yet aware of or that are in need of some development. I'm pretty sure that this is useful to everyone, but I'm trying to understand the mechanics of this. And slowly I'm gathering some awareness and sensitivity, and maybe it's useful for you. Now, this experience of personal feeling has consistently three parts. I use these same three parts in every moment of the day. I find myself using them unintentionally, or other times I find myself using them intentionally, and it's changing how I relate to different times of the day, or different months of the year, and so on, or different attributes within myself. The only way I can describe this in an empirical way that is useful is that it has consistently three diameters: self, others, all. That's it. Yeah, I know. That's it. Self, others, all. Were it only that simple, and it is, by the way, to have the sincere desire to distinguish, eventually to discern, to feel self. Yes, that has degrees of magnitude of experience, richness, fullness. It has a whole series of adjectives about how much, how, feeling, all the different degrees of the feeling of self. And yet that's the smallest diameter that I need to access and keep accessing. Because what feels small becomes the largest. Now, on that way from small to large, the primary thing that I notice I have to do, and by the way, I'm not very good at it. At times I don't even want to be good at it, but I'm learning how it's important. It's called others. Self relates to others. Wow, that's everything. I know, weird, right? Simple. How my own self relates to others. In that dynamic, I either lose myself or I misuse myself or others' self relating to others. Wow. Now, the challenge is there's virtually no actual long-term progress to want to go to the all. Self, others, all, they're connected. By the way, this turns out to be, just so you get the idea, three grandmothers from my mother's side. I know that's RAYID speak. That's mother's mother, coordinates to self, mother's mother's mother, which is the ability to experience and feel others. And then mother's father's mother, which is basically the skin of the universe, the largest diameter. How big is that diameter? Well, honestly, I can't tell you, but theoretically, it's all. How big is that all? Well, that all is apparently still expanding and may keep expanding forever. So, do I want to feel the outer boundaries of the skin of all of the universe? Well, yeah, I do, because that would be a wonderful way to escape all of you or to escape the pain inside of myself. Self has pain. I work it out with other people so I can experience the all. I know that's a little unusual. Self, others, all. So if I see something like I just saw a beautiful red bird out my window, I have a feeling. It affects me. There is a capacity in me to open up voluntarily my own feeling, or if you want, emotional opportunity to experience that red bird. If you will, to have an empathetic experience as that red bird flies away. And what does that mean in my imagination or symbolically? How is my relating to others reflected in my relating to my feelings about the red bird? How does the red bird relate to the big red bird of the universe? And wouldn't I like to just fly on the back of the big red bird's wings right out to the upper? I mean, that red bird gets to go higher than I do. I'm a little envious of this red bird. This little red bird just comes and eats my bird seed, flies off and does all this cool stuff, doesn't have to pay rent or does any. And this red bird, well, pardon me, there is a self, others, and all in every single moment of every single thing. Blade of grass, bush, tree, star, small, medium, large. Feeling, feeling, feeling. So these three I'm doing with every hour because there is a different feeling at every hour of the day. So why is that so important? For me, the eventual capacity to feel the difference between sunrise, and this just happens to be sunset. What is the empirical experience I can have about sunrise? It has a feeling, but there's so much more in the self experience of sunrise that I could actually grow in degrees of. Were I to choose to feel more about sunrise, I can feel more. And then, well, here comes the problem. In order to feel more, it takes me to another boundary. That boundary has to do with how do I feel about others? Because in this experience of sunrise or sunset, which are distinctly different, there is how well am I doing about exchanging my feeling with others? I got to tell you, this one in the middle, others, it's an Achilles heel. It's my Achilles heel because how well do I relate to others? Emotional addiction, pandering, social emotional abandonment, attack, neediness, you name it, arrogance, pain, consolidation, friendship. Well, the very interesting thing about others, it is the primary place where the magnitude of feelings is intentionally created. Now, we'll try that again. I'm saying when you genuinely learn to exchange your feelings with others without expectation or demand or control, that's called friendship. Maybe it's idealistic to think that we could have a friendship relationship with others. I mean, if you're a better person than I am, you might have a handful of really delightful, wonderful friends who want to give and receive with you and share that long-term weirdness that you have without judging it. And you can be with them. They don't judge you. You don't judge them. And because of that, you're actually expanding the magnitude of feeling available to you. Yes, we can increase the feeling of life in each other by circulating this feeling called others. Now, unfortunately, I'm not an expert at this because, okay, I have, and I tried to count them, okay, I might say, well, I have 5 really good friends. I have 5 that are a little bit further. There's another 5 or 10 that are a little like can you really call them friends because you see them occasionally or you don't? There are people that you'd like to call friends, but you can't really. You have to define what a friend is. A friend to me is somebody you can open your heart and share with, no matter what it is. Transparency of self. Transparency of self, magnified and shared by. The interesting thing I like to look at sometimes is at sunrise, for example, there is the fire of self. That's where life comes from, the fire of to boy at sunrise. That's the fire of passion to move or to mobilize, how the sunlight comes and it brings life. That's sunrise, fire. That's personal passion. That's purpose. That's courage. That's a dozen other things. That's motion. Well, anyway, it's just a lot of personal vitality function. But it's connected to the next level right above it called others, where a 6 a.m. sunrise function is connected to 8 a.m. heart function between 8 and 10, which is the arterial experience of producing alliances with other people to take your amplified experience of personal passion and amplifying that through we will rock you, like we're together in a rock and roll band, and you're going to now create alliances of loyalty in a company. And now this becomes a global corporation where we're going to be an Apple or an Amazon and we're going to own the world. It started in somebody's garage of self, made a few friends, gets bigger. Self, others, all. In all directions, all the time. That's going on all the time. So I'm suggesting you just might take any one thing. Law of attraction, atom, candle, tree, moon, whatever. Feel, feel, feel. But ask yourself in that middle one, how much are you actually wanting to give of yourself, to love someone else? Not just because if you think you love them really well, they're going to love you back and they're going to give you what you, that's not it. It's about the sincere desire to love a friend without necessarily at all having sex with them or getting something out of them that you think you need to make you happy. No, that's not friendship at all. That's called addiction or facade. That's called being needy or demanding or controlling or, well, all the things we all do all the time, but others leads to the all. So if I can do myself cleanly, cleaner than I have, others cleanly or cleaner than I have, then I can take that out into the all, self, others, all. Inside the body, there are these locations: second chakra, fourth chakra, sixth, if you want to do that, front and back, 2 girl, 4 girl, 6 girl, the descending function, 2 boy, 4 boy, 6 boy. In RAYID speak, yeah, I know, it's self, others, and all. So I'm kind of watchful these days about everything going around me, and I notice there is so much magnitude of possibility in the first one, self. Yes, I'm pretty sure now I've made a commitment for the next 18 months. I'm still calculating 24, 27. I'm not quite sure. I like to get the math right, but I'm likely to continue to increase the self, self, self as the launching pad of the increase of voluntary desire to grow, and then amplify that by a few friends. Friends are basically oftentimes a diversity of polarity, because they're a diversity of polarity because they're different than you, same gender or not, opposite gender or not. But you can do the group function, and actually, and I don't even think it's exponential. It's certainly not numerical where you add 1 and 1, you get 2, or you add 1 and 1, you get 3. But I think you add 1 and 1, you probably get 10, maybe even 100. I'm saying that when you and I actually want to give and receive each other's growth process without judgment, without attachment, without criticism of whatever it is, it opens up another gate. That gate going into the all, throat, opens the all. I know that sounds odd, how the throat, 5, opens the all. Wow. Authenticity of the desire to make a choice that I want to feel, share it with others, and the all. So do I want to take a single feeling I have? I'll pick one. Peace. Look at this lake. The lake that has no ripples. Stillness. Now, what if this lake was a mysterious, magical lake and it's never had a ripple? To me, the lake that's never had a ripple would actually be, theoretically, closer to my actual existence as a soul. Wow. Now, would I want to take my lake that has no ripple and amplify that or share that with others? What if you had 2 people, 3 people, or a dozen people? Wow, that'd be pretty cool, who just wanted to share feelings, just peace. And then all. Ooh, ah, self, others, all. Ooh, ooh. There's a few waves in there, by the way, but those waves happen to be with my unresolved emotional issues about others. You got a long ways to go with those. You mean I'm going to have to like everybody sooner or later? Yes. So how many people can I include in my bubble of peace? Only myself? Boom, hit the bottom again. And then just a handful of 3 or 4 friends? Yeah, that's useful. But eventually it has to do with feeling it in the all. Now I'm suggesting you just experiment with it. You see the moon. Ah, how does it feel to you? Who do you want to share it with? You give it to the universe. You see the sunrise, self, others, and all. You see the sunset, self, others, and all. You see a baby, self, others, and all. You go to the grocery store and it's self, others, and all. And you're doing self, others, and all on all three of these levels. I know that sounds a little odd, has to sound a little bit odd. But I'm willing to go into that little tiny bubble called me, self, and open that bubble every day, every hour for 18 months, no matter what time of the day it is, no matter what month or season it is, no matter what my law of attraction is, and keep opening that, deal with the law of attraction as it comes, process, protocol, whatever you want to call it, feel that, share that with a friend or six or 60. 60 friends. Could you imagine having 60 friends? Nope, that's really hard. I don't trust any of you anyway, so how would I ever have 60 friends? Okay, I have to practice. I get it. Go back to self. I go back to the lake that has peace and want to come up and share the peace with you. Oh, well, I gotta share this with you, do I? Mean I can't go to the all until I put up with you? Yeah, okay, well, back to the drawing board, back to the lake. I'll keep doing myself, others, and all. Just thought I'd let you know what I really know works. This is what I'm doing. Is it actually worth experimenting with? Self, others, all? I don't know. You tell me. You can share it transparently or not, or you can hide it. You can think I'm crazy, and you can hide that too. Or you can be transparent enough to go, oh, by the way, if you have nothing else to do this afternoon, you and I could be friends. And I could go, absolutely not. I can't tolerate. Okay, I'll give it a try. I'll experiment with it. Do your best. Well, see you in the future somewhere. You other. You're just an other. Yeah, well, so am I. I'm your other too. Take that. Goodbye.